The second tool, when we look at our toolbox for attorneys, when we talk about when we die, is going to be what we call a trust. Okay? What a trust does for us is very similar to a will. In my trust, I'm going to talk about what I own. I'm going to talk, oh, that's W-H-A-T, not E. I'm going to talk about who it's going to go to, and I'm going to talk about who's going to be in charge of it. So in my will, when I said where I want my pet to go, I could do the exact same thing in my trust. In my will, when I said who's going to be responsible for making sure all of this happens for me, I can do the exact same thing in the trust. So the goals that I have in that respect are the same. But what I can do in my trust that I cannot do in my will is I can designate money to be used, in this case, to care for my pets. I can designate money to be used to care for my children, which I can't do that effectively under a will. So it gives me a greater option if in my planning I'm saying, not only is this the person that I would want to care for my pet, but I want to have money that goes along with that. Now we can all, let's be real, I can, if my brother's going to get my cat, I can say, here brother, you get my cat, and by the way, I'm going to give him some extra money to take care of the cat. I can do that, all right? The problem with that sort of an approach, though, is what we have to think through, and that's what we look at. Let's say I give my brother, and let's say we calculate and say, okay, what I need to give my brother is $30,000 to have $30,000 to care for my pet after I pass away. If I give it to my brother, it's my brother's money to do with whatever he wants to do with it. So if I give him $30,000, it's not my $30,000 anymore, it's his $30,000 anymore. And if he chooses, after I pass away, not to use the money to take care of my pet, guess what? It's gone, okay? Because my plan was to give him $30,000. Now, we all know the real intent behind it, but if somebody complained about that, he would simply look and say, well, in Tom's trust or in Tom's will, he gave me $30,000. I can do with $30,000 whatever I want to do with $30,000. But my brother's a good guy. My brother has every intention of fulfilling my wishes, which is to use the $30,000 to take care of my cat. But he dies. We never think about that happening. We need to think about that happening. Where's the $30,000 go if he dies? To his wife, to his kids. It's part of his estate, which means it's now going to be even that farther removed from taking care of what I wanted to do. So we can have these arrangements where we give people money to take care of us, or to take care of our pets afterwards, but is it going to be fulfilled? What a trust allows us to do, on the other hand, is to keep money. Let's say I have a trust, and I put that $30,000 in the trust as the example. It is not my brother's $30,000. In effect, it's still my $30,000 because it's in my trust. So it's not his. The trustee, the person who's going to be in charge, has to spend the money the way I tell them they have to spend the money. So if I put $30,000 aside to be taking care of my pets, that $30,000 has to be used to take care of my pets. They don't get the option of saying, oh, I'm going to go to Hawaii. I don't really care what Tom said. And if they don't use the $30,000 to take care of my pets, at least there's the opportunity for somebody to go into court and to argue to a probate judge that this person is misspending the money. And if they are misspending the money, the ultimate is they could go to jail for it. So at least I've got still some control and leverage over what's going on with my money. Second, if I've got this $30,000 sitting in this trust, and my brother dies, it's still my $30,000. It's still in my trust. It doesn't go to his wife. It doesn't go to his kids. So if I'm in a situation where what I really want to make sure of is that I have funds available to the caregiver for my pet, Michigan allows us now to do a trust, which is a great opportunity for us because until about 4 years ago, we couldn't do these at all. We didn't have a choice other than to say, well, Bill, here's $30,000, spend it the way I want you to spend it, We didn't have the option today now say, set it aside, have it available for caring for my pets. Okay? So the trust gives us a planning option that the will doesn't give us, if that's what we want to do, is have funds set aside.